Hello and welcome back into the garden to another episode of Two Peas in a Podcast. I'm Sean with my co-host.
Yes.
Yes. And today, oh my God, it's a special day.
Guys,
We got a special guest.
we have here today our president of social media, Mr. Brian Blanco.
Here he is.
Thank you. Also,
Yes.
sorry I've never used a social media. I haven't posted it
Yeah, he's
ever.
our socials president and hasn't done
People don't
anything
need to
yet.
know that.
Yes.
We
I'm gonna
pay
start
him-
off
we
the
pay
rip by
him to do nothing.
apologizing.
No,
First
but,
impressions matter, so.
But yeah, so in previous episodes, you guys have always heard us mention about Brian, like, oh, fucking Brian's texting or blowing up the group chat, or Brian, or president of socials, or hey, shout out to Brian. This is the infamous Brian here with us today.
In
We
all,
finally got him.
in all his glory.
We snatched him up. He is currently shackled to the table. He can't leave until we're done.
He is currently butt naked, shackled to the table.
Yes.
This is all true.
This is Pulp
100%.
Fiction shit.
My butt is currently sweating. Sorry.
Like
No.
his wee wee dangling.
His wee-wee's dang.
But yeah, it's me, Brian, aka your boy Jenkins. I think a lot of people know me like that, or from PSN days, Twiggy the Ninja. It's me. Yeah, that's it.
Twiggy the
But
Ninja.
I'm that Brian. Isn't there another Brian?
Yeah, my brother Brian.
Oh,
Yeah.
your brother Brian.
Yes, my
I'm
brother
the
Brian.
non-brother Brian.
Yes, but also brother. You're
Yes,
you're,
brother
you're
from
here.
another mother Brian. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're part of this too.
You're my Fongy brother.
Oh God.
Part of the
I'm
Fongy
the
Corps.
kinky brother. You're the fongy brother.
Hey, there we go.
Fair
I like
enough.
this, and I'm here.
Yes.
And you're
I'm just not special. No.
No,
So
you're
today we're gonna talk a little bit about a lot of things. We're gonna start off. We're gonna take about the first couple of minutes to ask Brian some questions, some nerdy stuff. Have you guys get introduced to him. I've known Brian for a while. We used to work together back in the day, and we've stayed in touch ever since because we just relate on a lot of things: video games, music, movies, Marvel and DC and superhero shit. And so, yeah, we're just going to start off with a 5-minute section questioning him, and then we're going to start talking about a little bit of Alien Earth and Peacemaker. And then, Brian, I hear that you have some stuff you're going to ask us about from previous episodes, because you listen every week.
I do.
You're our number one fan, other
I
than
am.
my mom.
Actually, I am excited to be here too.
Actually, my mom doesn't even listen to these episodes. I have to send them to her. Dude,
Yeah,
Allie
your mom's
doesn't even
your
listen
mom's
to them.
listened to what, 2 episodes?
Yeah, and-
because you sent them to her.
Yeah, she's listened to Harry Potter and Pixar because those are the 2 things she knows about. And then Allie's only on episode 10. She ain't even in the season 2 at all.
I have.
Nah,
my,
man. I'm caught up. 100%
Yes.
caught up.
I set both my parents up to listen too.
Word.
So I don't know if they do. Like my dad.
Yeah.
I know my mom does. I think, but
Yeah.
I don't know about my dad because
Yeah, I'm caught up, and it's not forced. Generally, not forced. Like when this is stuff, I support a lot of local bands.
No, it's
and
it's
music,
forced.
and it's
It's forced.
yeah, it is. It totally is. Like
It's a company requirement.
I listen to it on mute usually.
No,
But I do.
Listen to it
definitely.
on mute to make the paycheck.
Yeah. No, so you just want to get right into the questions?
Sure.
So we'll just through 5 minutes go back and forth asking questions.
Yeah.
No point, no pressure.
Alrighty. So, I guess I'll just start off. So you hear us talk about Letterboxd all the time in our reviews on that and stuff. You do not have Letterboxd, as far as I know.
I do not. Is that a streaming service?
No, it's kind of like social media for movie nerds. You can post reviews and give your rating for movies. You can have lists of your favorite movies, and the one thing that Letterboxd lets you do is put your top 4 favorite movies of all time on your profile. What would be your top 4 favorite movies of all time?
Of all time, that
Yes.
is tough.
I
I
know,
am
on the spot.
definitely. I went from binging movies in the early 2000s, before 2010 when life hit and the real struggles happened. I was very into watching a lot of movies, any movie that caught up, especially the Marvel movies and all that fun stuff. So a lot of them might be Marvel movies or superhero movies or movies from around that time, because a
That's
lot of the
fine.
more recent stuff, I am now at that time where I'm catching up with the most recent movies. So top 4, sheesh, I want to say, just because I have to, Space Jam #1, yes.
Nice. That's a good pick.
It's just such a classic movie for me and my whole family. It was a movie that no matter when, what day it was, heck yeah, boy.
Yes.
It's time to jam. That movie was just great. Very, very, such a good movie that brings fond memories of.
And
me
it's
my
crazy
family
that
and
started
stuff.
with just a commercial, like a 30-second commercial that had Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny.
Is
in
that
and
how
they-
it happened? Really?
Yeah, and then they
I
turned it
didn't
into
know
a
that.
full-fledged movie.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It's a good movie, definitely. Really. A lot of action movies featuring Jet Li and all those good action stars were sit very high, like Jason Statham movies. But I think one that sits true to my heart. I don't know if you guys know this one. It's featuring both those actors. It is The One.
I don't think I've seen that one.
The One.
Yes,
No.
I believe the plot was Jet Li has like some clone from alternate universe who's like super power hungry. It's a very Highlandery type where like if he defeats his clones from alternate universe, he gains their power. So bad Jet Li interferes with our main universe, which is the good Jet Li, and this is during like Jason's statements earlier.
Oh, so it's Jet Li and Jet Lo. Okay.
Yeah, Jet Li, Jet Lo, and
and
Jason
Jet Lo.
Stamos before his
John
really big
Statham?
break.
Jason
Statham
Statham.
and
Jason Stamos?
Yeah.
But it's a very good movie.
Brian's out here showing his age with that one. With
Yeah,
that
really,
break.
honestly, this definitely is. This is a movie I used to watch fondly with my
I mean,
dad.
the one I'm
really good
thinking
movie.
about is The Matrix.
The Matrix. What else we got?
The
I
Matrix.
want to say, damn, top 4 is tough.
Well, you don't have to give exactly your top 4, but just like the 4 movies that just come to your head immediately.
Yeah, no, I'm going with the whole. If you're pulling my arm right now and you're about to snap it, I want to say those two. Princess Mononoke, a Studio Ghibli
That's
movie.
really good.
That movie, I probably saw it way too young. I was exposed to that movie way too young. That movie made me feel feelings that I didn't know I had at a young age.
No, that's the same way I felt with Ponyo, because Ponyo was in my top 4 for a while,
I got
and
that.
then it recently got knocked down.
Ah.
But Ponyo, dude, Studio Ghibli they cook when they make their movies.
They
dude.
really did. That again, that movie, I cried. I felt things. I got up in joy. I cried again. At an early age, I should have not been at the edge of my bed, just like pondering life, wondering if I should go start my life in the middle of the jungle and connect with the spirits of the forest in Puerto Rico. Like that movie did shit to me, like seriously, and it's such a great movie.
That's
No,
like
it
the
is
time I
good.
watched Tarzan. I
No,
was like,
no,
I
I'm
wa-
not gonna lie.
I watched Tarzan and I was like, I could be that guy.
Yeah.
So
no.
think of Tarzan, but on crack. I don't know how to explain.
So me.
Yeah, have you seen
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke?
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
It's
Yes.
beautiful.
Also, I think that's one of the movies that also exposed me to like my earlier anime fetishes. Sorry,
Hey, whoa.
sorry, anime.
Ooh, he's getting
aficionado
kinky.
stuff. I just love anime, so I think that was
Not
one of the earlier
fondue.
things that exposed me to it. So
Fondue,
that's a good movie.
yeah.
And then I got one more left.
Yeah, just pick one.
Pick one. You know, it's crazy. I'm going to say.
Drum roll, please.
Civil War.
Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's
right.
good.
I want to say if I had to choose a Marvel movie, I would say Civil War.
I'm surprised Infinity War isn't there.
Infinity War's there, you know, but I was either Infinity War or Winter Soldier.
That's yeah. I mean,
Winter
that's like,
Soldier
that's
is
like
probably-
the top 3
yeah.
Marvel ones, right?
So-
The Civil War, Winter Soldier.
It's like the
Infinity
Mount
War.
Rushmore of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
up. So that's not a bad list. I actually like that list. I have to see the one, but other than that, your list is pretty good.
I have to
Yeah,
see
I know
it.
it's very
Top
out there.
four.
It definitely dates me. So I'm
It
trying to
dates
figure out how old I am, what my age is. Yeah.
Do the math, do the trigonometry.
Yeah, I'm old as dirt. So what?
So
So, Josh, question. We're going
Alright.
over 5 minutes now, but that's okay.
I know,
My
but
bad.
well, we're talking about your favorite stuff, right?
yeah, I
We're
get
talking about
passionate.
your
I guess that's how you can tell.
fa- obviously, those are some of your favorite movies. I'm gonna dive into my expertise and ask some music that you really like some of your favorite albums or some of your favorite artists, stuff like that. Like maybe do name your top 4 or something, or not your top 4, but like just 4
Your top couple. Like
four
your top.
4 that you think 4 that you really enjoy, or that you really kind of vibe with. And it can be artists, it can be albums, it can be. I mean, you could give me like an album, an artist. You can mix and match if you want. Just stuff that,
Or if it's just a specific song.
yeah, or even a song, yeah.
Huh. Always tough. I know you probably hear a lot of like, I listen to all sorts of music. My taste is versatile. I think my music is very generational. I think like
Oh.
every so often, like my music taste like adapts, changes, evolves, whatever you want to call it. It's so different to what I used to listen to. So it's definitely tough to say because I
Yeah.
wanted to say back in like my high school era, I was a big metalcore, new metal.
I
anything
kind of,
involved
I was gonna say, I kind of picture that
Yeah.
with you, like that, and for some reason, like 2000s, like emo music.
Yeah, and it's crazy because that's not what my music taste is now. Like, I thank Spotify for like putting my music on blast there, but like those bands that I would say were my top back in then, or have not been my top in the most recent, I still hold them high and dear to my heart. I gotta say, System of a Down. I think you guys have heard me mention
yes.
them. before.
Toxicity, right?
Anything by them,
Anything,
honestly.
yeah.
And any album by them is just something that I've just engraved in my brain. I just like listened to so much System of a Down growing up, between like my guitar era, my skateboarding era, my drawing era. Like I just always had System of a Down music playing in the background, and it's something that just always stuck with me. It doesn't matter. I felt like every album is a different mood.
Yeah.
Which a lot of music, I'm sure you know, relate to that.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
System of a Down is definitely up there.
Yeah. I remember when my friend introduced me to Queens of the Stone Age for the first time.
Okay.
And that was like, that was different.
It's a great
for
band.
me
It's
back
definitely
then.
a great band. You have to
Yeah.
like ready yourself to.
You really do, but
Yeah.
like, and I don't really talk about them a lot, but they do still resonate with me as like, just something really, really, really good and really cool. But you really got to get into it, though, like you said. You really,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
not
got
a
to be
band
ready
that you
for
can
it.
just like skip through the songs and expect to hear something that's like, oh, this is cool. No, like you got to sit down and really listen to bands like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think a band that encapsulate most of like my classic rock era, like Megadeth, Metallica, AC/DC.
Yeah.
Obviously, listened to a lot of those. A lot of those played Rip Ozzy, Black Sabbath.
Yep.
A lot of those played a huge toll in my guitar times, but I think Iron Maiden is that one band that just never get tired, no matter how old or
Yeah.
young I am. Just pick an Iron Maiden album and I'll just be in the mood for it.
Okay.
There's just that band that I never get tired of hearing their guitars wailing. 3 guitars, by the way. That's a band that I feel like perfectly encapsulates like the classic rock types that I
Oh
like.
yeah, like the classic. Not they don't. I don't know.
I
If
don't
they
want to say I guess it's classic now.
I don't know if
but-
they, I don't know. Did they call it metal back then, or did they just call it like heavy rock, like hard rock?
I guess they would. I think back then they would call it hard rock.
I
don't
know
think
Black
metal,
Sabbath was
metal.
considered metal.
I'd
though.
like to add, I think they call it music.
Yes, it was great music nonetheless,
Well,
and
I
they're
call
still
you
out there.
Stupid.
Yeah, I call myself Jewish because I am
Oh,
Jewish.
well, wasn't gonna go there, but you're right.
Yes. We're talking facts here, right?
Spitting
It's
Uh,
nothing
facts.
but facts.
Let's do give us one more music thing.
One more music thing, man. I gotta. It's tough. There's definitely a lot of hip hop roots and trap.
I was gonna ask about if there, how you felt about hip hop, like who some of your highlights were as far as hip hop goes. Like I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar stan. Obviously,
Yeah, I know. That's
Damn
I
is
definitely
number
saw
9 on my top 10 list.
Such a great album. I gotta say, as far-fetched as it is, especially being Puerto Rican, anything Bad Bunny
Yes.
in the recent
Oh
years,
yeah,
Me
Bad
and Josh
Bunny
have
is
recently
great. Bad Bunny's
started-
so good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he made me appreciate a genre that I grew up almost despising and hating because of its lack of diversity. He completely flipped me over on it. It's so wild how
Yeah.
I went through like my rebellious phase where I hate not hate, but I had a little disdain for some of my roots being Puerto Rican and what I went through being bullied for being a nerd and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had some disdain to it, but so I never looked back to my Puerto Rican roots, but he made me go back to it. Listening to his music,
Yeah.
his fucking albums made me cry like legit baby tears.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
listening to his last album, bro, my hairs were up, my eyes were bawling. Anyways, his music as a whole, his most recent music at least, has just definitely widened my horizons in terms of like appreciating trap, Latin more,
Right.
that kind of music more. So
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
Bad
throw him
Bunny.
in there.
Bad Bunny is really good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, some Kendrick in there, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
got to.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then Josh will get one more. So we each ask you 2 questions, and then we'll let you go into whatever you wanted to talk about.
Oh God.
So my last question will be, you probably heard in a previous episode we did our Mount Rushmore of castings for like media, like superhero media.
Yes.
I'm not gonna ask you for castings for superhero media, but I will just ask you, what is your Mount Rushmore of like fictional characters? So like, what are the 4 that are like they don't have to be Marvel or DC. They could be anime. They could be any sort of fictional made up character. It could be SpongeBob. But what is your like Mount Rushmore of fictional characters?
Oh, like I gotta cast my fictional characters?
No. Just like
Or-
what are your like 4 favorite?
Oh, 4
Like
favorite
your
of
like,
all time.
but like
if-
what if like your Mount Rushmore, like they in your brain are like the pinnacle of fictional characters?
Pinnacle fictional characters. All right, the one that's just is just like dying to escape my mouth. Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
Shout out to Mel Blanc.
Hell yeah.
Bugs Bunny just I guess was big part of like my sense of humor growing up, and Looney Tunes in general, and like that old school Tom and Jerry, Hanna-Barbera style cartoon. But Bugs Bunny.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, especially with my Latino roots, you bet your ass like my bed in my room is decorated out with Bugs Bunny stuff.
Hell yeah, I believe
So
that.
yeah. Second, I want to say fictional. Batman, obviously. I know, again, very cliche, very everybody loves Batman. Yeah, but it's just Batman was just one of those comic book characters that no matter how you found yourself, gloomy, good mood or whatever, you could always sit back, read a comic book of Batman, and just escape reality. And just it was always good to immerse yourself in his world, and just the hope he brought to you, him being just human, was cool. So Batman. Third, it's tough.
Yes.
Deadpool? Why not? Deadpool. I gotta throw Deadpool. Another
Okay.
comic book character. I have other favorites, but I just feel like Deadpool is that one character that if he's well written, obviously, and in media, he's just done so well that you can enjoy him in any form of media, whether it be comic book, movies, cartoons.
Yeah.
Fun to watch, always refreshing. He always brings light to shit. So
Yeah. There's one that you haven't said yet, and I'm really hoping it's your last one. If it's not, I'm gonna be upset because I know it about you, but you keep going. Your last
was
one.
it Taskmaster? You
Yeah.
were saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was struggling between Taskmaster and Deadpool.
Deadpool's just more fun for you.
Yeah, I love Taskmaster. Taskmaster is just that character that I relate more to.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if you put a gun to my head and say, you were just like this character, it would be Taskmaster just because of...
Now, to add on to his question, this isn't my own, but
Of course.
with your Mount Rushmore, that's great.
I'm missing one.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, he
Oh, you
still
did
needs
three.
one, 'cause
Oh,
he
I'm
didn't-
sorry.
he
No,
didn't
do
have-
your
No,
fourth.
you're
Do
good.
your
You're
fourth,
good.
and then
It's
I'll
very
do, and then I'll do
important.
my part. Yeah.
Motherfucking Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Sorry. He's not fictional.
I was gonna. Okay.
I don't know if he
You
can
know what?
count.
For you, I'll allow it.
Okay.
For you, I'll allow it. Bruce Lee was.
Yeah.
He was so different and out there that I'll allow it. Like if
He's
you
not
would've-
fictional at all, but it's just like the impact he's had is just... Even now, he is still used in so much fictional media, and he's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's so crazy how
He's
much
still
of an impact
so
he still
influential
has. It's
after all these
ridiculous.
years. Yeah.
So,
I'll let you have that one.
thank you.
That's a good Mount Rushmore though.
Yeah, because I was gonna add on like, if you had to choose four versions of superheroes, it can be Marvel, DC. Like as far as who's playing the role, who would you put on that Mount Rushmore? Your four.
Damn, like who's playing those
Like
characters?
like which Batman would you choose? Which something like that. Not that
Which-
your Mount Rushmore's not great. Yours is awesome.
I
That's
appreciate
perfect.
That is pretty good.
There is-
But I know you wouldn't put Taskmaster on that one, on this one, because there was only one, and
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk
yeah,
about that.
Master of Tasking.
Yeah.
Master of
That was
Tasking,
wild.
Shout out to Ghost for that headshot.
Yes.
activity
Sheesh.
supervisor.
When it comes to Batman, I gotta give it to Kevin Conroy, man.
There it is.
Yeah.
I
that-
mean,
that
it's
was my
crazy.
choice.
Yeah, it's crazy how a guy who was never given a live action opportunity to play his character is still the Batman I envision when I read
know.
comic books.
Well, he did
Wait a
play live action.
Oh, he
Batman.
did it once, didn't he?
He did it in the
Oh, he
CW
did.
shows,
He
but
played-
he was like the wheelchair bound exo
Yeah,
suit
that's
leg
right.
thing.
He was
So
like
it
the
was
older
like
Bruce.
it was like almost Batman, but
Yeah.
he did play like he was Batman in that. So
Yeah.
he did technically do it, but I understand what you mean. Like he didn't
Yeah.
have like a movie thing.
I mean,
RIP
Kevin Conroy though is like the Batman.
Oh,
He is,
He
like,
is
he-
vengeance. He is the night. He is Batman.
When I
Like,
see a picture of
that's-
Batman, yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's
So-
it's all. That's all it is. When
Kevin
I read a
Conroy.
comic book, Batman comic book page,
Batman.
I hear Kevin. Like that's just how it is.
And then Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, great Deadpool. I feel like he's really good. He's definitely made Deadpool a very mainstream, likable character, and to give him a lot of notoriety, which I appreciate that. So I don't look like an idiot when I say I like Deadpool. People now get it.
Yeah.
But I still gotta give it to Nolan North.
Oh, for his video game Deadpool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit was cool. He's coming back for the VR one.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
Mhm.
No, actually, the VR one is your. Oh my God, is Neil Patrick Harris.
Is it?
Yes. Believe it or not. That was my same
What?
reaction when I saw it too. I believe it or not.
Well, you know what else is crazy? Neil Patrick Harris voiced Spider-Man in one of the older games.
Yeah.
A couple of the
yeah,
older
he did,
games.
didn't
Yeah, it's weird.
I think that explains why they complimented his versatility. But yeah, and from what I heard, he's doing pretty good.
I guess maybe I could see it.
But
The
Nolan
voice, I
North
can't see
was just that his Deadpool quotes would stick to me. Like, not that Ryan Reynolds didn't or not, but just like his impersonations of and his voice casting of Deadpool was just more memorable to me between the Marvel vs. Capcom game that I played for endless hours. Obviously, just his voice line stuck more with me. His mannerisms and everything was just something that's exactly how I pictured him when I read his comic book. So I feel like, yeah, I give it to Nolan North for my Deadpool.
Nice.
And then who the heck has
Your last one.
Bugs Bunny. Man, Bugs Bunny is tough. I know he's been recently recasted. I don't know who does his most recent. What is it? The Bugs Bunny and Daffy show. I don't know off the top of my head who does him. Dude, it does a really good job. So I'll just give it to Mel Blanc for my Bugs Bunny.
Okay, yeah.
And then Bruce Lee, obviously Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
Bruce Lee is
Bruce Lee's Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is Bruce Lee. He's just he has to
So,
be there.
yes.
Yeah.
You know what I was just now thinking? If they ever made like a biopic of Bruce Lee, I don't know why. I know Jackie Chan, but he's old now, and he could do the moves. I really want Tenoch Huerta to try and be Bruce Lee. I feel like he could get into that.
It's an interesting choice.
That's tough.
He's the guy that played Namor.
I don't think I've seen him enough.
So yeah, no, that's the other thing too. Like I don't know his full capabilities yet until we see him in Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm always afraid of you guys to single me out with casting choice because I am off my game with actors, of recent actors at least.
I know
I'm now catching up
in the
with-
group chat that we have. I think I asked you. I was like, "Oh, who do you think would play this character?" And
It was
you were sitting
such
there,
a struggle.
and you were like, "Oh, that one guy from that one show." And I'm
Yeah,
like, "What the fuck am I gonna go off of with that?"
That guy from the
The
place.
one guy
guy
from the
from
Star
the
Snap on my
face.
The
face.
guy from the place at the time
guy
of
with the
day.
eyes and the nose and the face and the oh god with the hair.
Once I knew this guy who 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 knew this
So-
guy's cousin.
All right. So was that your question, or you have?
No, I just wanted to add that on.
Okay.
But my actual second and last question
Last
is,
one, make it good.
this is probably the most important question of the day.
Oh God.
Do you, Brian,
Yes.
know the Muffin Man?
Do you? Do you? Do you?
Who lives down in Jerry Lane? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Ah, I got it.
You do know him?
A little bit every now and then. I stop by his house. I try to stop by it.
Okay.
Anyway, but, you don't really like.
Oh, you know what? He told me. So the Muffin Man is my cousin. I don't know if you know this. And he's mentioned you before. He was like, "Yeah, that guy you know came by," and I was like, "What guy?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know his name. He just shows up sometimes." I'm like,
Sounds about right to me.
I'm like, "Is he cool? If I know him, is he cool?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course he is." I'm like, "All right, that's all I need to know." So, you are liked by the Muffin Man.
That long-legged Puerto Rican. Yeah, that guy. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The big bone.
He scares me.
He's got a mouse hut, but the Pillsbury Doughboy lives in there.
Should see him without his glasses.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that's our question section. Just so you guys have a little bit more knowledge on Brian.
Yeah.
And we kind of learned a little bit too. So we're gonna let Brian have the floor for the rest of the episode, and we're just gonna start talking about stuff that Brian wants to talk about.
Oh God.
So I know you said that
What you talking about?
you have some stuff from previous episodes that you have questions about, or you want to put your own insight into for us.
Yeah.
Start with it, or do you? We could start with some of the other topics that you wanted first. I mean, we still got a little bit of time here.
No, I think I don't have much aside from we definitely got it. You guys already know it's coming. We got to talk about our video game music interest. This
Yes.
was from a previous episode. You guys had the surprise mystery top 5 at the end.
Yes.
Josh's was his movie color theme, which we went in depth about. It's great, awesome, awesome, love it. Glad we broke that down, and
Yeah,
and
that's now on paper.
Yes.
And that is solidified in
it's in my brain now.
local media.
Very happy you enjoyed my list.
Yes, that now occupies the space in my brain. And then we had Sean mention his top 5 musical his top 5 music interests. What was it? Your top 5 video game
My
music?
top 5 video game soundtracks. So Brian, real quick, could you be a favor? Hand me that red journal right there.
Oh God, the red journal. Why is it wet?
God. Oh.
Why is it wet?
That's
a question for another day.
Yeah, so Brian had actually mentioned this to me. He was very upset with the way that went, because I went through my 5 video game soundtracks and
we didn't talk
never
about
explained them. So
Yeah, we
I'm
never
gonna now
explained it.
go in and explain why. So to refresh you guys, my top 5 video game albums from 5 to 1 are Ori and the Blind Forest, Undertale, Spider-Man 2, God of War, and God of War Ragnarok, and then Shadow of the Colossus.
All right, so give me that wet notebook.
Yes.
Where's that
Take
list?
Give me that-
all the way down here. This is
Down
the
here,
bottom.
okay.
Damn paper.
So
All right,
what
so
are
now
your questions?
what made you like Shadow of the Colossus soundtrack? Because I've listened to it. It's all right. But what was the soundtrack that was like?
No, I think so my favorite Colossus in that game is probably either Gaius, who's the really tall, skinny one with like the pillar arm,
Okay.
which I think he's like the third or fourth Colossus you fight. And then my other favorite Colossus is Avion. He's the flying one.
That one I do remember.
Those two Colossus are what really solidified that game for being my favorite, because for the first couple of Colossi, it's always just like some bipedal or quadrupedal thing that you have to fight, you have to jump on, you have to knock down, you know. But Gaius was, I think he's technically, canonically, the tallest Colossus. Not in like length, like I think Avion is technically
Right, he was
bigger.
just the longest
but he's
boy.
the tallest. Like he's so tall, he's lanky, he's the first one. He's on a platform surrounded by water, so you have to swim through the water and get up on the platform, and there's this long spirally ramp you go up. And when you get up there, it's just a pile of rubble, and then when he stands up, the music crescendos into like the Shadow of the Colossus theme. And that was really the one moment where I really started focusing on the soundtrack in that game, because I mean, you guys just had the conversation when Josh asked the question about music. You guys talked about how it makes you feel emotions, and how the Bad Bunny soundtrack or albums and music make
Made
you
me cry.
and your hair stand up. That game was the first time I started to appreciate music in media in general,
Okay.
because going through the game, the first couple Colossus, I was just like, yeah, this is a fun game. You're just taking down Titans. It's cool. I like the scale and the sound design of everything. But then when Gaius stands up and the music is like, it's almost angelic, but there's that demonic undertone to it as well, because you're fighting this giant colossal being.
Gotcha.
It really was just like, that made my hair stand up. And I was like, oh fuck, this is going to be a battle. And then with Avion, it's very like soft, like airy music, but then when shit hits the fan and you're like stabbing the Colossus and it's thrashing around, the music is crescendoing and it's like you feel like you're in peril, and it really pulls you into the game. So Shadow of the Colossus I just think all of the music in that is, and there's like no lyrics to any of them. It's literally just all instrumental stuff.
I think I only played till the second boss, and like none of the songs, like they weren't necessarily bad, but none of them had that crazy transitional. They were
No,
a lot of them were very like very creepy tone, nothing crazy going on.
No, the one that everyone really knows is I forget which Colossus it plays in, but it like that song is so iconic, it's so angelic. It's like a bunch of stringed instruments and you're fighting this Colossus, but it's like every time the Colossus hits, the music almost like drowns out because of how loud the sound of it was, but it makes the music sound come in and out of your ears to make you realize, oh, I'm in battle.
Very
I'm
immersive.
gonna die, you know, like. So I just love that soundtrack. I love everything about that game.
Awesome. What about God of War? Because I know that one's not the hold your devil's pot of tea.
No, that dude, Bear McCreary was cooking.
Oh, that was
when
the
he
composer
yeah, he
of-
did both of them. And again, I'm a sucker for scale and sound design, and man, Bear McCreary knows how to do it. He's got that like Scandinavian Norse kind of feel to it.
Bear McCreary
It's
knows.
a lot of bass.
Yeah.
And I love bass. I love when I'm wearing headphones and you feel every hit of a note or a drum or, you know, of the axe. The axe sound design in that game is fucking incredible when it's like coming back at you. But yeah, Bear McCreary, again, he just understands scale, and I love loud, bassy, deep, guttural music. And Bear McCreary is really good at it. And so not every song or like not every one in that soundtrack is good. I think there are some that are not that well, which is why it's at number 2. But I love like Hosai.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Like the God of War, like Kratos' theme, dude. And I recently found out Kratos' theme plays a certain way. For Atreus, he took those same like 4 notes but put them in reverse.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like the father and son, and the son's is in reverse because he's trying to overstep his father, and like he's gonna have to have that like, I'm a kid, like, but I'm growing up being an adult. You have to let me do my thing. It's just so good. Like the nuances in that music is, woof.
That's one of the more recent games that with soundtrack sticks out more to me, especially after you did the impersonation, which was really good, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
God of War was great. That soundtrack was amazing, and I think they used that same song to every time they reveal him coming back or the DLC, and everybody loses their mind.
It's so good. It's so good.
But like, I noticed your list is all modern games, which is again, once I reveal my list, I'm very dated. But I get Spider-Man. Was there really a song that said?
No, I mean Spider-Man 2. It's not so much. It's very different from the other two because like I said, I just explained how I love big, bassy, guttural music, and Spider-Man 2 does not have that. But that's why I love it because it like when you're swinging.
I just could
the
not
music,
hear.
man. It swells when it needs to.
Every now and then swinging, I would catch that, but I think during most of the game,
yeah.
I just would hear just me mashing the buttons. That's unfortunately.
No, I don't. It's mainly just the swinging music that I like, and then some of the boss battle music is good too. Like Otto's, this is Spider-Man 2, but Otto Octavius's theme at the end of the first one is good. The Sandman fight at the beginning of Spider-Man 2 is great. The Venom soundtrack is like very heavy metal and it's very different, but it works for the characters. So it's just I like it because of how different it is compared to the other ones on my list.
Yeah, unfortunately that one nothing stuck out for me for that one.
No, Spider-Man 2 is only in there too because I was really trying to it was between that and Sonic 2.
Gotcha. Ooh, Sonic 2.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely one. It was considered. It's an honorable mention at least for me. Sonic 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, Sonic 2 soundtrack is good, and then obviously there's only one song in the soundtrack, but Live and Learn.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Sonic
that
Adventure?
song. Sonic. Yes. Yeah, when Shadow shows up, Live and Learn is the only song carrying that soundtrack for me, so I didn't feel like it deserved to be in there.
Now, I'm gonna hold off on number 4 because that one means something near and dear to me. Number 5. I never played this game, but hear a lot of praise about it. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest.
What was the soundtrack for Ori that you bought? Was it Blind Forest or was it the follow-up?
It was Blind Forest. I have not played Will o' the Wisps.
Is that the second one?
That's the second one.
I thought it was. Was it Will o' the Wisps or was it Blind Forest?
No, it's Blind Forest. Blind Forest, because I had the box set, the like big case.
Yeah.
It's Blind Forest.
Okay, for some reason I couldn't remember which one it was.
No, it's Blind Forest, and Blind Forest, dude, it's just so, again, it's soft and angelic, but when you get into those boss battles, the music kicks up, and you can feel it, and it's the same song that's played really slow while you're going through the levels, but once the boss battle happens, it takes that same song, but it ups the tempo, and it's just the same thing faster, but it's still like super angelic, but because it's going so fast, it feels like
It
something
changes the whole
completely
vibe,
different. So I love that, and like just like the game is mainly just you going around getting upgrades until you run into a boss battle,
Right.
and so if you're gonna do that for a game which is really just like wandering around looking for things, the music has to keep you wanting to play. You know what I mean? Like you can't have like the same thing on loop over and over and over again. It gets repetitive. But for Ori and the Blind Forest, it doesn't feel like it loops, even though it definitely does. Like if you're just sitting in the level and you would like go to the bathroom or something, it will probably loop. But because it's so seamless and it does kind of sound slightly different, it doesn't feel like it loops.
Yeah, you can't even tell where it loops.
Yeah, and then again, once you get into a boss battle and the door behind you closes and the boss shows up, takes that same music and just ups the tempo, you're in the battle. As soon as it's over, it slowly fades back down to the original tempo, and you're right back in it. It's just so good. I love it.
Very a la Mega Man, which is one of my
Mega
tops.
Man was another one I was gonna put. I was gonna put Castlevania there too.
Oh, so good. But then your number 4,
Yes.
Undertale, man.
Yeah, Toby Fox.
Is that who does it, Toby Fox?
Toby Fox. I mean, I didn't think I needed to explain that one.
No,
I think that's
I mean,
very...
It's a game that I have never played, but I know so much about just because of the soundtrack.
Me too. I've never actually
Never played it,
Undertale.
but I know I had to look up the lore, because the soundtrack was so good.
Yeah. I will say, though, hot take. Hot take.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
Megalovania,
Hot take.
Megalovania is one of my least favorite songs on the entire album.
I could see that.
And it's not because it was overplayed or it was memed to death. I just think, like the Snowden theme. It's so nice. And then, like, the other boss battle themes, like the what's the robot guy that was in that game? It's been so long. That game is, like, almost 10 years old now.
I know.
But like that.
It's not the. It's not either the skeletons, is it?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, it's just I love that each character has their own theme. I love that each town has its own theme. It's very Pokemon.
Yeah, it's
You know
very
what I mean?
8-bitty.
Yeah, it's just so good. And then tied with the amazing story that Undertale has.
Yeah,
and the awesome, memorable characters. It's just.
I couldn't pick a favorite song for the soundtrack only because they're such a different feel. But I will say, Megalovania is the one that gets you like pumped the fuck.
Oh no,
up.
it definitely like if you're in a bad mood, listen to Megalovania. It'll get you there.
Yeah,
but
that song is dangerous if it comes on the radio when I'm driving. Like I'm
car accidents will
doing
happen.
doing the speed limit over. So
Yeah. So, but yeah, Undertale. I mean, everyone knows the soundtrack. Even if they don't know the game, you know the music. Like Josh, you've never played Undertale, but you
Never
know the
played
music.
it, but I know the
The
music.
music's
Yeah,
good.
it is good.
So-
Yes.
I just had to give it its flowers. I probably could have made that an honorable mention and put like Sonic 2 or Castlevania in there, but Undertale is one of those soundtracks that I go back to constantly.
Yes.
So that's why it's in there.
I'm just always curious about people's musical interests, especially if they're anything related to video games. I'm older, but I'm a video game junkie myself. So yeah. I especially with video game music, that's something that has oddly enough shaped a lot of my musical interests. Like if I look at the roots of all the music in video games I played, or the music I took from the video games I played, it would explain why I liked these bands and why my musical interests are so weird and I don't know, unique or however you want to say it. They are what they are now, but I think a lot of the video games I played back in the day stuck to listening to the music pays a huge favor to that. So
Yeah.
I guess I should go talk about my top 5.
Oh yeah, if you want to. I mean,
You want
Josh,
to.
do you want to get like what's? I feel like you've been quiet this time.
Yeah, I want to give Josh the floor on like I know he's probably more into the classic video games, so I feel like we would kind of.
Well, Josh has an interesting take on video games.
I don't play any.
Well,
Well,
No, heck no.
it's not that I don't play any. It's that
he never finishes.
I
them.
never finish them, and I
neither
don't
do
know
I
what I
nowadays.
don't know what it is. It's just like, for example, I play more video games with other people,
Okay.
like Rivals and Overwatch. I could play them all the time because I'm playing with other people. It's
Yeah.
fun, you get a bunch of people together and you play, right? But like
the social
single
smoker of video games.
But like single player campaigns and like, stuff like that, just for some reason I can never get myself to get through it all the way.
I get that. Yeah.
I've done it maybe a few times when I was younger, but it took a long time for me to get to that point.
I told this to Brian once, and I don't know if it's actually true, but I think it is. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Ooh.
Because I said one to you, and you said that's a really good pick, but I don't actually know if it's true. I just think you've said it once.
What did I say it was?
You said Mario Sunshine.
Yes.
Mario
Yep.
Sunshine. Yeah.
That's
I
a
stand
really
yep,
good
I
game.
stand by
That's
that.
another game that has a good soundtrack.
Which
I was gonna say,
that
really
is one
good
of the few
soundtrack.
games that I actually have finished.
Yeah.
I think. I believe I did.
You told me. I think you said you finished it once, and you almost finished it twice because you
Yes.
went back and played it again.
Mario Sunshine is not just not just my favorite, but one of the greatest of all time.
I'll give you that. I think Mario Galaxy is better, but Sunshine is really.
Well, I
good.
also grew up on Sunshine. Too.
Yeah, that.
I mean, I was playing Sunshine when I was like
great.
5
I had to
years
go
old.
back and play Sunshine. I didn't play when it released in a while, but it was a game that was worth
Yeah.
going back and playing.
I was playing Sunshine when I was like 5 years old, and it was like fairly new at that point. The GameCube was fairly new at that point. But yeah, I would say that would be my number one, and I would stand by that.
So then-
Number one.
Brian, you don't need to go through your top 5 video game soundtracks, but if you just want to give us like your top 3, because we're at 40 minutes, we can go for as long as we want, but I know there's plenty of other stuff you want to talk about.
Oh
so-
no, yeah, of course. I mean,
So
if
let's
I had to
just
throw
blast
my
through it.
top 3, I want to say, Mega Man for sure. Which
Man.
I want to give kudos to Setsuo Yamamoto. He's a composer of the Mega Man X
Yamamoto.
soundtrack. Mega Man X for Super Nintendo, man, that soundtrack. Talking about songs on loop, it's a song. Every stage song is like so perfectly crafted in 8-bit tunes that it's so crazy how well it's done that it can be on loop and you can never get tired of it. And it's kind of like you were saying, like with Ori, how
Yeah.
well it blends in from like very vibing with and immersive with the environment to like when you go into a boss, the music is kicking up a notch and it's like your heart's pumping. It's time to go. And you feel it with the music, the adrenaline going. So, Mega Man X, I have here. God, I got a Koji Kondo, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Koji Kondo also did a lot of the Mario music between Mario 64, Mario Sunshine. He composed a lot of that music back in the day, and it's music that I still find myself whistling. I'm 33 years old. I still, when I'm cooking or I'm cleaning, I still find myself whistling a Mario tune from the 64 era or something like that.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. And then I gotta say Street Fighter. Yeah, anything Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
Especially starting from 2.
That's a good one too.
All these Japanese composers, Yoko Shimomura. Sorry if I botched all these names, but it's another one between Guile's theme, Ryu's theme, and Ken's theme. They're all like very electrifying, adrenaline pumping, guitar going.
Yeah.
It's a lot of music that I grew up listening to as a kid, playing these games on repeat, and that's the kind of music that made me like, man, I want to pick up a guitar and try to make. I want to pick up a keyboard.
I want to do the thing and do the stuff and all that jazz.
I want to do that. It did things
What
that
a
like
slap of the bass, man.
exactly. It did things that musicians do with their albums and stuff. It's just music soundtrack did it for me. So yeah, those are 3 mentions.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Video game music. Yeah.
Woo! Alrighty. What else you got?
What else do I got?
Any topics you want to talk about? You had a whole list on the group chat. What happened? Your brain shut off.
Anything for me, or was that question? The video game soundtrack.
Basically, yes, music. I figured you would have more of the classic. Yeah, you'd have something to relate to with the classical music. I guess not.
Well, I mean, define classic.
For you, I've always wanted to, especially looking around the room. I'm finally honored to be in the studio.
Oh yeah, first time in the studio.
Yes, the plethora of 21 Pilot posters and merch here, my dude. If I were to pin you to the ground and twist your arm until it snaps, and asked you what are 3 songs that you would listen to on repeat for the next 10 years, what would it be?
For 21 Pilots?
21 Pilots, yeah.
Okay.
And I know that's a hard one.
If I had to pick 3?
3. There's 3.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So this isn't recency bias. I'm just saying that because the new album is really, really good.
It is.
You guys had me listen to it. It is very good.
But I would pick probably one song from that, and it would probably be Raw Fear.
Raw Fear, really? Oh wow, such a good song. That is a really good one.
Raw Fear, or what's the other one I like on there really? Or Downstairs probably. But I think I would choose Raw Fear, just because I can vibe to that song forever. So Raw Fear is one. I think another would be.
That's 2 from that album. Wow.
No,
okay.
I'm saying I'm picking Raw Fear out of it. So that's one. A second would probably be, let's see, what would I pick from Trench?
Oh, okay.
If I could only pick one from Trench, probably be Chlorine.
Chlorine was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chlorine I was hooked since it came out. I love that song.
I'd be stuck with Trench album. I wouldn't know what to pick.
Yeah, it's hard because there's so many good songs on it.
That album was really good.
Like, you could pick Chlorine, you could pick The Hype, you could pick Levitate, you could pick just My Blood, just about anything.
Oh, that's right, Levitate.
Yeah, Levitate was also on that album.
Levitate was good.
But I think, personally, I would pick Chlorine, just because...
I respect that. It's a great song.
Yeah. No, that does make sense for you, too, because when that album first came out, that was the one that we listened to the most, was Chlorine.
Yeah.
Chlorine was really, really good. But I forgot Levitate. Levitate's... I haven't heard that one in a while.
And then the third... I think the third I would have to pick Ride, just because Ride... So Ride was the first song by them I ever heard. I heard it on the radio one day, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. You know, paid no mind to it. And then when my friend introduced me, I listened to Blurry Face, and Ride came on, and I was like, oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
So I would probably have to pick Ride just because it was the song that kind of shaped that whole thing for me. It was the first one I ever heard. So
I respect that.
So Ride, Chlorine, and Raw Fear.
Ride was probably the song. I knew them and I had heard Blurry Face. Obviously the hipster me was like, hey, this song's alright, man.
Yeah.
But I think when I heard Ride, that was like, alright, I gotta go out of my way and check them out. I get that. That was definitely the song that made me like go out of my way and check them out. And,
as soon as I found out that they did Ride, I was like, alright, yeah, I think this band's pretty good because that was... And then Trench came out after that and blew everybody away.
That freaking album was amazing.
Like, it was so different and it was like, alright.
I still don't think that album gets as much credit as it did with Blurryface, but that album's so good. So good!
It really doesn't. Like, people say it's their best album, but everybody talks about Blurryface because Blurryface was such a big hit.
That was the one that was always on the radio.
Yeah, all the
songs. We were talking about this the other day. Me and Brian were talking about this. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, Trench, you get what? jumpsuit on the radio. That's it.
We're talking about it, and I love how we haven't mentioned where you were recently.
Oh, at the concert? Yeah, I
Yes.
went. I just went to my third 21 Pilots show. It was for the Breach tour, or the Clancy tour of Breach. It's like an add-on to the Clancy tour, and it was so much fun. We were in the pit behind the B stage that had the Heavy Dirty Soul car on it.
Oh, that's
So we were like so close to them, and when it lit up on fire, oh my god,
so good.
I loved that shit.
What
But
was your favorite live song they did?
honestly, it was Tally from the new one because that was the first time they did it. They surprised everybody by doing it because
And they always go ham when they
we didn't. None of us thought that they were gonna do it, but then Tyler came out on stage and he was like, "Oh, here's a reason why we did the set list this way. It's because I was thinking, nobody really. We have all these fans and they probably want to hear all the stuff that they know. They might not know the new album very well. Well, I was wrong because we sang all the new stuff like we knew, like it's been around forever. So he said that, and then Tally came on, and we were like, "Oh shit, he's playing Tally for the first." And everybody was thinking about it because they were sound checking it yesterday, saying they might play it, but we weren't sure.
The album's only a month old, I believe, right? Not even.
Came out on the 12th.
Wow.
So it's only like.
It's good. I've already got a bunch of songs on repeat. So.
But
I
yeah.
listened to Downstairs and The Contract on the way here.
That
so good.
Blew us away when they when they just started playing Tally, and it was really really good too, live. That's a song off of there that me and my buddy both said would sound great live, and it did.
Sick.
But if I had to pick 3 songs, it would be Ride, Chlorine, and Raw Fear. I think.
Good songs.
Yeah. My Desert Island Disc songs.
I don't got much else right now off the top of my head. I'm sure I would have more to pique your guys' brain, but
Nothing else.
That's fine. So now, since that's all out of the way, I guess we can start talking about Alien Earth. You have to put the reverb on it. He really likes it.
I'm doing the reverb, yeah.
Oh yeah, Alien
died.
Earth.
Earth with an F.
Yeah, Earth. And Peacemaker season 2. So, Josh, you are caught up with Peacemaker.
Yep.
Brian, you are caught up with Alien Earth.
Yes.
Me, I am caught up on both of them. So
here's a culmination of both of us.
How are we gonna do this? Josh, you said you were fine with us spoiling Alien Earth.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think I'm.
Did
gonna
you
be able
watch
to get
Peacemaker at all? Peacemaker.
I've only watched the first season, and honestly, I don't remember much.
That's fine. Most of it's not even canon anyway.
So. Well, we can tell you that season 2 is better than season 1.
It is way better.
I'm sure.
Yes,
so maybe you guys could go over Peacemaker first.
All right. Well, let's not super spoil it for him because I know you'll eventually watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You probably won't eventually watch Alien Earth. Maybe at some point.
Maybe I don't know. I will see.
But yeah, so let's just talk about Peacemaker.
Alien fan, and you're not gonna watch Earth.
I don't blame him. I'm gonna.
It was a tough first hour to get through that first episode.
When we get into it, Brian, you'll hear what I have to say.
We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get it. We gotta call somebody.
Call somebody. Okay, so obviously Peacemaker has not finished yet. There's 2 episodes left. So not next week, but in one of the following coming weeks. We will talk about Peacemaker, and then we will probably talk about Marvel Zombies, which is out, which, Brian, you've seen. I've only seen the first episode. Josh has not seen it yet, so we're going to wait for that. Maybe Brian will come back and we'll talk about it with him, too. Who knows?
Maybe I'll be a zombie.
Josh, let's talk about Peacemaker without giving heavy spoilers to Brian.
Okay, so in Peacemaker, there's a guy, right?
Does he make peace?
I mean, it's kind of hard to talk
He makes peace, yeah.
Listen, if you really have to spoil it, by all means, go for it. It's really... Because by the time I watch it, it's not to take anything away from the show, but
are you sure?
I just have much other stuff I'm going to be watching before I even...
Okay, dude, the Earth X shit that went down in this season. Oh my God.
You were right.
Yes, I was right.
You were right.
I was right. So in this other dimension that Peacemaker goes to...
Other dimension? I'm kidding.
So Peacemaker...
You know DC knowledge, at least.
So Peacemaker finds another dimension in his quantum whatever
unfolding chamber.
Chamber?
Emma Chamberlain? No, yeah, he has this quantum unfolding chamber.
And he finds another universe where his dad's alive, his brother's alive, and he just thinks it's the perfect universe. He's dating Amelia Harcourt in this universe. So... It gets to a point where he visits it enough, and everything going on in his universe is just really taking a toll on him. It's bad for him. Yeah. So he goes and stays over there and leaves and closes the portal. I'm really skipping through this. There's a
No,
lot
you're
of
fine.
other
That's fine.
things.
I've seen the trailer like kill off. I'm assuming the version of him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yes,
his
in
universe.
episode 1, he killed that version of
Yeah,
Peacemaker.
like the trailers don't even
Yeah.
hide that. You
So
see
now
his
he
guts
kind of has to
pouring out.
act
Yeah,
like
cool.
he's their Peacemaker.
Right.
Because they have no idea. Obviously, that was just given away by the best character of the season, the best character in the show right now, Mr. John Economos.
yeah, Economos, the goat, goat.
Him partnered with Tim Meadows, Langston Flory is like
Who I'm still holding out. Tim Meadows is gonna be someone.
that's some hella chemistry.
He's gonna be Martian
Oh, yeah.
Manhunter or something. He's.
I did hear your guys' wild take on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you watch the season, you'll see. There's
Yeah.
something about him that we're not knowing yet.
Tough.
We're gonna see it.
Eagly is an eagle.
The god of eagles.
The
He's
god
not
of
a
eagles.
turtle?
Yeah.
He's not a turtle.
Like Thor's the god of thunder, Eagly's the god of eagles.
I wouldn't.
well, actually, I think he's the god of birds because he had some hawks on his side too.
That's true, yeah.
Falcons. But yeah, so Peacemaker goes to stay in this universe kind of forever. That's his
Because
plan.
he loves it.
Yeah.
But in the most recent episode, episode 6, spoilers for the ending, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet,
Yeah, spoilers, Brian.
It's okay.
Your money.
Um,
No, I'm just kidding.
Earth X is what Sean predicted because
No, I really.
if we
sorry.
haven't,
Yeah.
if you've noticed, there's no people of color walking around Earth X.
I'm in danger.
Come to find out, it's because of Augie and Keith,
The top trio.
the top trio.
They eradicated,
They
all
eradicated
people of color.
all the people of color because they see Leota Adebayo come in, right? And they're all pointing at her, screaming, and she's like, "Oh fuck!" That's when
Yep.
and then you see, and then it shows the American flag with the swastika in the place of the
Instead
stars.
of the stuff. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's kind of a crazy reveal.
It's a crazy reveal
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I didn't remember your theory.
because I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
no.
my god, Sean was right."
Yeah. No, so I mean, I wasn't the only one that said it.
Oh,
But I didn't know other people were noticing it until after we had recorded that. So I thought I didn't think I was alone. I knew people would figure it out too. But yeah, so Earth X is what is the universe Peacemaker thinks is the greatest, best dimension ever, as he says.
and it's not.
It's really not. Yeah, I'm very
Vigilante
interested.
meets his other self, and you
and they
find
Spider-Man meme.
yeah,
Vigilanto.
they Spider-Man
Yeah.
me, and then you find out that Vigilante on Earth X hates Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, and that's
He's a member of the Sons of
formed
Liberty.
Sons of Liberty. Are any of these names ringing a bell from
No,
the comics?
not at all. These
Okay,
are the
okay.
very like niche ones that.
Okay,
James
I think
Gunn
I mean
decided.
Peacemaker
Plus-
is kind of new-ish.
Plus,
in
the other
comics,
kicker
so-
in Earth X, Rick Flag Jr. is still alive.
Still alive.
I did
He's
hear
still
that.
kicking for now.
Yes, I did hear that.
Now, after all that, what's going on with Rick Sr.? He went to go pay a visit to somebody.
He did.
Do we reveal it?
No.
No. He went to
No.
pay a visit to somebody.
Mhm.
So, all I can
What's
say.
that about?
What's that about?
And
what,
James Gunn has said
what is it setting up?
that this season of Peacemaker is going to directly tie into a future movie that's been announced,
Well, you basically just gave it away at this point because people know that already.
but Brian doesn't.
I did.
Brian doesn't.
Oh.
I've seen. Yeah.
Well, either way,
It was a hell of a cameo.
that's what happened.
It was a
It
heck
is
of
a cameo. Yeah, that's a hell of a cameo.
One of you
That-
guys had a theory with Rick Flag Sr. He would become somebody, which I can't remember what it was.
No, Tim Meadows,
Tim Meadows.
the black
yeah.
guy in the show. He plays Langston Fleury.
Oh right, but okay.
No, I don't think I had any theory about Senior.
No, you
No,
said
no.
it about Flory.
I'm just making shit up. Sorry.
Oh, and the cop, the lady, is a cyborg.
yes.
That was crazy.
Lady
And they
is a cyborg.
kind of brushed past it a little bit. They mention it a little bit, but
I mean, it showed her eye, and we're like, oh, right
this,
then.
yeah, alrighty, yeah. And then they just are like, oh yeah, no, she
Looking
got
like
into a
Gor-
really bad explosion, and they've replaced all of her body parts with cybernetic
Looking like
enhancements.
Biff's
No big
grandson.
deal.
Yeah, just another
Look-
day at the office.
Yeah, you know.
Looking like Biff's grandson from Back to the Future too.
But yeah, Peacemaker season 2 is really good. 2 more episodes left. I understand why
is.
James Gunn didn't show critics these last 3. Very exciting, but we will talk more about that and
And
give our full in-depth review of the season.
With the reveals we got in episode 6, what do you think? What do you think? You think 7 and 8 are going to be bigger?
I think 7's gonna be bigger, and then 8's gonna be the kind of like the resolving episode, like how it usually
Yeah.
end. But then it will set up another season and the future of the DCU.
When are those coming out? Are they like?
So
planned
episode
already?
7
Coming
comes
out in
out
the
this
future.
Thursday,
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah,
and then
so they're-
and then a week later it will be finished. And then so not next week, but in the next coming weeks, we will talk about our full in-depth review of season 2 of Peacemaker, maybe with Brian. We'll go into the finale and what we're hoping for the future of the DCU. But for now, is that all you wanted to say about Peacemaker?
Make
yes.
your peace.
I don't want to
Yeah?
say too much. So
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So then we're getting into Alien Earth.
Earth.
Yes.
Earth.
So Josh, you really don't care if we spoil anything.
I don't care.
So
Just tell
Brian,
me
we
what
can get
happened.
into it now.
You tell me now, and I'll be like, all right, well, now I don't have to watch it because I know what happens.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to start with
Look,
this.
I love Alien.
Do you?
Yes.
Sorry.
Do you?
I watched episode 1 of Alien Earth, and it was an hour, obviously. And I sat there and I'm like, I mean, it was good, but I was like,
Just give us your take on it, so that way we can then ramble off about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. It was good. The characters were pretty good. You know, obviously, I haven't seen them develop yet because I've only seen 1 episode. But I don't know. Just the pacing is just a little too slow for my liking.
Okay.
To the point where I'm like, I don't know if I can sit through this.
Okay.
First few hours to get to the good parts.
Yeah. No, I get that. I had a few moments like that too, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did.
I did.
I was kind of struggling to get through it.
Because I had some suspense at the end with like certain things, but it was like it took so long to get there.
There were, I do admit, yes, I can agree, because there were a couple episodes where I did have to go back. Mind you, I was watching, most of the times actually I was paying full attention, but there were times where when I got to the slow burns, where I'm like, I guess I can play a game of Rivals while I watch this.
Yeah.
And it was so boring where, like, I had to go back, and I was like, okay, what the hell happened here that they're talking about this now, or
Yeah.
this took off? So I get that.
Like
I
for
get
me,
that.
if I lose attention for certain parts and then it says something where I have to go back, then I'm like, yeah, this isn't working.
No, that
If
happens.
I'm
a few
losing
times.
interest there, it's
There's one episode, and I don't know if it's my favorite episode. I don't know if you agree, but there's one episode that I'm watching it, and I'm actually fully at the edge of my seat waiting for something to happen, and it felt like I was watching an alien movie. But it's only the one episode that felt like that.
But see,
all the rest of it was just all dialogue.
If it
about
felt
stuff I
like
don't
that,
really care
if it
about.
felt like that in all the episodes, like episode 1, then I would probably be a lot more intrigued.
Yeah, but this show.
If they went right off the bat with the alien thing, it would be perfect.
Episode 1, since we're here, spoilers and all that stuff, episode 1 was the whole introduction of the kids, right? I think a lot of it was focusing on the main character as a little girl and everything.
Yeah, because
It was a slow introduction to the characters. It really was. They're
Yes.
breaking down the whole synths thing, the new
And
the
now
new
that I
type
think
of
about
people
it,
that are half synths, have kids in the new body.
now that I
whatever.
think about it, I may have seen 2 episodes, not
Probably.
1. I think I seen this because the second one was the one where the guys were tied up to the pole, right? And they had the bug crawling around that killed them.
No, I think that's the end of episode 1,
Is it?
right? When they're in the ship doing all their. Oh no, it might have been episode 2.
Because I was gonna say
Because
if
at
that-
the end of episode 1.
and that would have proved my
he's
point
like,
too.
yeah.
If that was all episode 1, I would have been like, really?
Yeah. No, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say, Josh, before me and Brian get into it fully?
I just want to know what your rating is.
Okay, so I'm
But
gonna start
we'll
with
talk
my
about that later.
out of 10 rating, which I told Josh is gonna be one of the lowest.
Oh, you could wait
rated
till the
thing.
end if you want. And talk
No,
about
I'm
it
just gonna
first.
start with this because fuck it.
Yeah,
But
and then explain your rating.
yeah,
Go.
so Alien Earth, I gave a 5 out of 10,
5 out of 10.
which is one of the lower scores I've given on this show. It's definitely not as low as as Venom: The Last Straw. Well, no, actually, Venom: The Last Straw is better. So
Wow.
it's not as low.
No, it's not.
Wow.
No, it's not. I think
I don't know. I
Alien,
have to rewatch Venom:
Alien
The
Earth
Last Dance.
storytelling and acting is better. The
Considering I have no interest in watching Venom: The Last Dance, that's
I'd have
harsh.
to go back and rewatch Venom: The Last Dance, but
You probably do.
it's very
but
bad.
my other problem is I'm comparing Alien Earth to Alien Romulus, which is the greatest thing the Alien franchise has ever done.
That is a high bar right there.
Yeah,
my
that
friend.
so I think that's another problem. But also, I did go back and look at my Letterboxd review for the first 2 Alien movies, Alien and Aliens, and it's not as good as either of them.
That's
Which
why
again
I'm-
is a high bar, but I just think if you're going to be put in this universe, you kind of have to meet those expectations
Yeah.
a little bit, and this show just doesn't. It does in one episode, episode 5, which is the flashback episode from them on the ship, and them all like bringing them to, like there's no all the new characters like Wendy, the Prodigy kid, and all of them. They're not even in this episode.
Oh.
It's just them on the ship for the cargo, because in episode 1 the ship crashed.
Yeah.
This is how it crashed.
Oh, you're talking about
the
when
events
they-
that led to it.
They go over Marrow's team.
Yeah.
Right before the
Which
whole-
episode was this?
This was episode 5.
Episode 5.
This is the best episode in the show.
Yes.
It feels like an alien movie. It's paced pretty
Now,
well.
see, that
Editing's
works.
good. The acting's really good.
Yeah.
And it really shows you the full capability of these new aliens that they've given us, which a lot of them are very good. But it felt like I was in the Alien like franchise again. And then episode 6 kind of really slows it down again.
Yeah.
In the first half of that episode, and then it kind of picks up, and then episode 7 it ends on this huge cliffhanger, and you're like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Then episode 8 is this total, like, it just leaves you with nothing, and it sets up for a season 2.
Now,
which I
Alien
don't know
Earth
if I
is
want.
done, right?
Alien Earth season 1 is done. Season 2 is planned.
Oh, it is? I thought it was a miniseries.
No, it's planned
Oh,
to get a
jeez.
second season because they set up a second season. And Brian, I'm gonna ask you. I said it's an okay ending. Do we need or want season 2?
I want to say we need it. We definitely need it to make up for the immense slow burns in season 1. I feel like season 1, I guess we're going to go right into me. I want to give the show a high 6 out of 10.
Okay. Did you see Alien Romulus?
I did.
What would you give that?
That movie was a solid 9.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yep.
up there, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, Romulus...
I loved Romulus.
Romulus was very different from our typical Alien movies. Like
It
Sean
was.
said...
And I think that's what made it better.
Yes,
Yeah.
Aliens are mostly slow burn movies, and they don't really get good to like the second half. But then again, the second half is so good that it makes up
Yeah.
for the slow one.
Yeah.
But
I don't
Romulus
think-
was like...
Yeah, Romulus
Right in
out the
there.
gate was like, you're gonna be your heart's gonna be beating the entire time. It's unexpected. It's
it brought the
crazy.
horror back to Alien.
It did.
It was so
It brought
good.
the horror back in the horror franchise. It was so good. You didn't have to know, 5 movies worth of lore in Aliens or Prometheus or the Engineers. You could just literally sit down and watch this movie as like a scary and alien flick.
Because it's
Yeah.
funny, he asked me when Alien Romulus was on the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think it was? Like, after or before?
I thought it was after Alien and Aliens, but apparently it's like in the middle
It's
of
in
them.
between Alien
Yeah.
and
Right.
Aliens. But you wouldn't know that
Yeah.
because they don't go into that.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. It's like standalone, but it's also not standalone.
But they still find, like you say, subtle ways to remind you where they take place and that they're still in the same universe.
Which makes it work so well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you do a movie like that.
Which is why we like to show like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't derail or over focus.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
you can make subtle hints to it.
Yeah,
and
to be like,
reference
hey,
it.
remember, this is part of this universe,
Yeah.
but you don't need to know all the lore. Like, if you know all the lore, you enjoy the movie a lot better. Like, I've seen Prometheus, Covenant, the first 2 Alien movies, and, like, that was enough for me to really enjoy Romulus. But if somebody hasn't seen the other Alien movies, you could still go into this one and have a lot of fun, and
heck
maybe it will interest you to go watch the other ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with Alien Earth is everybody is still like riding that hype train from Romulus.
Yeah.
And I think even myself included, we were all expecting a show of like Romulus.
Yeah, I was thinking they could do Romulus.
And really the show was
show
just
form.
your classic slow burn.
Yep.
And because it's a show, it's just a longer, slow
It
burn.
really is. It really
And
is.
it kind of feels like it's one of those shows that takes place like kind of in the middle of the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels like the start because it's so slow. Like it feels
Yeah.
like the first half of the first Alien movie where
Like,
it's
I
just
believe-
dialogue.
I believe
Maybe
it's
something
after
dialogue.
it's after Prometheus and Covenant, I believe. But it's
Yeah,
like
but it's
2 years before
before
Alien.
Alien,
1.
yeah.
Yeah, so the show it out the rip, it gives you a lot that you want to watch, like the other species of aliens, and like Sean said, like that episode 5, when they really get down to showing you that nitty gritty horror style, they can really deliver.
Yeah.
But season 1 really focuses on answering the questions that they set up that have nothing to do with the Xenomorphs, but more to do with the world building. And it's not bad. A lot of it's cool. Like what is it, the 5 factions and how they operate.
Yeah, no, I like some of the political stuff is kind of interesting. Yutani shows up and she has like a meeting with a version of Yutani. shows up and has like a meeting, and that whole scene kind of when they were talking
Yeah.
in the boardroom, that was kind of interesting, but then it immediately jumps to something I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, but there's too much of that. Too much
Yeah.
focuses on the world building and what this faction does, and
Yeah,
it's just like that's when we get disinterested and the slow burn kicks in. You're like, all right, where's the cool alien stuff? That's
but that's the other thing. The Alien franchise has always, you've never seen an Alien movie where there's like one or two human characters.
Yeah.
It's a group of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this show does, but I think there's too many
Mhm.
and not enough of them get anything to do. Like later in the show, you'll notice there are characters that you haven't seen for like 2 episodes, and they kind of force them into this side plot that they have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
I'm talking specifically, I don't know all their names, but the synthetic, the black kid, and then
Shmi
and the Indian kid.
yeah, Smee and oh god, Swiftly,
Slightly
Slightly and Smee.
Slightly, his story and side plot is kind of interesting. It's a
Yes.
little, there's a moments where you're like, okay, I want to know where this goes, and Shmi is kind of there the whole time in the background, and then all of a sudden in episode 6 he's thrust into the side plot with Slightly.
Yeah.
No reason, nothing to really do about anything. It's just to make him be like, remind us as an audience member
Mhm.
to be like, oh yeah, this kid and this kid are like best friends, and also this kid's in the show. But he had nothing to do, so they just pushed him there.
Yeah.
Same with the girl Curly, not the redhead one, the other girl Curly. See, you don't even know who I'm talking about.
She was a soldier.
She was the one that's like, oh, you told me you were I was your favorite.
The soldier, right? Or the guard.
No, not the guard. The synthetic, the kid.
There's Nibs, and then there's
There's Curly, the girl, the black hair, the short black hair. So you don't even know who I'm talking about. There's too many characters, and this show doesn't do that well, like how the movies do.
right.
Like
right.
in the movies, we all know Ripley, right? She's like the main character.
Yes.
But you do know all the other ones, like the androids that are
Yeah.
there. You know some of the other side characters that die. And this show just has so many characters, you really only remember a few of them. And it's just a mess. It's not written well. Some of the acting is decent enough to carry the show. Timothy Olyphant is obviously the standout as Kirsch.
That's my boy, man.
He is the best part of this show. I'm
He
not
really
gonna lie.
is.
Every time he's on screen, that's when I'm interested
Yes.
because he has so much going on.
I mean, he's a good actor. They gave him the best role.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
and that's, I said this in the part 1 when I did. The androids, synthetics, or robots in this universe are always the best characters because they
Yeah.
have so much nuance and backstory to them that it makes them so interesting and compelling.
And I think that was my problem with this show was there's good acting chops, honestly, because I think when they like Smee and Swiftly, they do a good job at convincing you that they're kids in these bodies. I give it to them, honestly.
they're pretty good.
Especially with some of their ignorant decisions. But like you said, Kirsch is the man. He's honestly, anytime he shows up, it's like really when I can't get my eyes off the screen.
Yeah.
Just because he's the most logical, sane one there. Because the show focuses so much on these characters and what else is going on besides the alien and cool stuff, you begin to see, at least me, I begin to see a lot of like, I don't want to say plot holes, but a lot of problems where I'm like, okay, how are we in this future where the tech is so advanced, we have cameras built into synths, we're transferring people's minds into robotic bodies and creating essentially immortal life, but we don't got somebody fucking watching cams 24/7 watching this kid
Yeah.
drag a body.
Yeah.
Except here comes Kirsch.
Yep.
Kirsch is the
He's
only
on
one.
it. He is
He's
fully on top of it, knows exactly everything that's going down.
So every time you're expecting like a logical person to be there, it's Kirsch.
It's Kirsch.
It's always Kirsch. So it's like, yeah, he was the most likable character.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, they did good at acting because there was characters I genuinely hated, and
Yeah.
for you to do that to me, that means you're doing a good acting job. So kudos to them. But yeah, there's not many likable characters, at least for me. So that's kind of like except for Kirsch. Yeah, the slow is just too much slow build.
Yeah.
Now
And that's kind of what turned me off. Was the
they've
slow
built
burn
enough that they could blow this shit out of the water with season 2.
Oh yeah, season 2.
You know what I
If
mean?
episode 1 of season 2 doesn't immediately get straight into action,
Yeah.
and it's still another slow burn to reintroduce you, they totally fumbled this.
Yeah.
Because I could see this being something that's the best in the franchise. I just don't know if this concept with the whole alien xenomorph world, I don't know if it works in a show format.
What episode was it where they set up? I forget the name of the eyeball alien.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what any of the aliens
Where he's
were
in the
called.
sheep. He's sorry, Josh, for the spoilers. He's in the goat. It's in the goat already. And I think it's after it kills Toodles. And it literally, the ending segues to a Godsmack song, which was dope. But it's literally the alien eyeball in the goat, and it's like legit staring meanly, like it's got a grudge against the xenomorph.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that's build up at the end got me so hyped.
And I have that written down. I said different aliens hate xenomorphs question mark because dude, that eyeball is trying to kill that xenomorph.
Yeah, every time they focus on these aliens, this show's like, oh, it's so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
So
But then
good.
the next episode, they don't even mention it. They don't go back to it. I don't know. It was weird. But
Yeah.
when they got it, they got it. I give it to them.
Yeah,
But
no,
they don't got it a lot in season 1. But they can blow it out of the water with season 2 if they just come off,
Yeah.
popping off the
and,
gate.
And look, for a Hulu show that's on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
the effects very good. The special effects, the visual effects, super good for a TV show.
Yes.
Like we've seen Marvel do TV shows, and some of the VFX in it are a little because you have a smaller budget. But
Yeah.
Alien Earth, they knew what they were doing with their
It's good.
budget. They had the perfect amount. I don't think they had too much money. I don't think they had enough money. They had it right in the middle. It was perfect. The CGI was good. The practical effects are good. The aliens look really good when they're up close in the camera.
Yeah.
You could tell it's a guy in a suit or like a puppet. So clean, so good. So props to that. Again, some of the acting's good. I just think the overall story for season 1 is just there's not enough. Like
Yeah.
there's enough for me to be interested, but they don't focus on that interesting stuff enough to keep me wanting to watch. So
I would
Yeah.
say it's not a show you need to lock into. It's a show you can throw in the background, and when things start popping off, you can check out what's going on, and you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
won't be disappointed. But
and it
Yeah.
does set up some stuff for the future. Like this Wendy controls a xenomorph.
Oh.
Fully is in command of this xenomorph.
yeah, she's a dumbass with it too.
Yeah, she really
I
doesn't
don't
know how
like
to use it, but also she's a kid, so I kind of get it.
I guess.
But like the implications of that, and that we haven't seen that in the future franchise, is kind of where I'm like, okay, that's the problem with doing a prequel or something that's in the middle of a franchise, because you have to then start. You can kind of start anywhere, right? But by the end of it, you have to let us, the audience, understand that this is going to lead to something in the future. But the future has already been written and out there, and people can watch it. So where are we going to go from, okay, this synthetic can control a xenomorph? Why is it that in the future movies they don't?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like
True,
there's
true.
so many things that they're adding to this that are interesting, but it's like, okay, but how do we
Yeah.
get away from it to where in the future franchise they don't do that again?
Right? Are they
Like,
going to be
at least-
retconning, or are they going to like?
Yeah.
I gotta know what's going on with
like
that.
at least with Romulus, you know, they introduced the big twist at the end there.
Yeah.
But we knew how that happened, right?
Yeah.
Like the engineer hybrid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been done before.
And we
'cause it
and
didn't
we
set up.
know that it wasn't setting up that to appear like later because it was like a one and done thing.
'Cause I believe
Yeah.
the last one is Resurrection.
Yes.
And in Resurrection, they're still tampering with trying to create the perfect hybrid between
Mhm.
human and whatever engineer
Yeah.
or xenomorph thing. So
Yeah, it's all just, I don't know. They've got to look, like I said, they have a lot of interesting stuff on the floor. They just need to keep running with that, and then eventually they need to pull us back again to be like, hey, all the cool shit that happened in this show, we don't do that in the future of the franchise because of this reason.
yeah,
I do like that they set it on Earth though.
Oh
Because
yeah.
Earth is, I don't think Earth has ever been mentioned or touched in the other
No, it
movies or
hasn't.
anything.
no.
So that
They're
was
fro-
another interesting
just
thing
that they're
too.
from there.
Yeah, that was the other interesting thing too. And then, like you said, all this technology. I mentioned it in the first episode. We have all this technology, and we can transfer souls and brains and consciousness into these synthetics. No cure for cancer.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where
It's-
the
yeah.
technology just doesn't make sense sometimes. Like, we have it so advanced to these things, but some things happen, and you're like, how do we not have security measurements at this point in this day and age with this
Yeah.
sort of
Mhm.
technology where like, this is constantly being monitored, or this is not setting something off?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because of the over-focus on that type of world, you start to see those little...
You see the plot holes. And
Yeah, the plot holes, I guess,
the
if you wanna call
threads
them that.
starting to like riff.
But, yeah. Show's still not... If you're an Alien fan, definitely check it out.
Yeah, and then one last thing, we don't have to get too into it. It's just a funny joke that you're gonna get. You might get. Actually, yeah, you should get it.
Ooh.
The eyeball in this show is just season 1 Homelander.
Is Season 1 Homelander?
Has all this power and is like kind of smart and kind of knows what it's doing, but is hiding it from everybody until it needs to strike. You know what I mean?
Because I haven't watched Season 1 of The Boys in so long.
I know
man.
it's because we know Homelander now. He's just like, fuck you. You know who I am. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
But in season 1, he was trying to hide it to still be that superhero figure. And this eyeball is doing that.
Yeah.
Because it only strikes when it knows it can win the fight. Like, even Boy Genius in the show mentions it. He's like, oh, it was a planned attack from this eyeball. Like, I need this because I want to speak to it. Like, this eyeball has a brain, even though it's just an eye. Like, and I do like, I think the eyeball is the MVP, other than Kirsch.
And the implication, there's a subtle implication there that, like, he's... I don't know if you got that vibe, too, that Boy Genius might want to, like, put the eye on himself or something.
I don't think he wants the eye on himself. I do think he definitely wants the eyeball in a human so he can speak to it.
Mm-hmm.
I did think, though, when he said, I know just who to put the eyeball into.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't think he was going to pick Wendy's brother first. That was not my first implication. I thought he was going to pick Curly, the synthetic android, because they had that weird conversation in, like, episode 3.
Oh, that's Curly, the one who's trying to win him off.
Yes. And so I was like, he's going to put it in her body. And then I went weird places. But listen, it's the Alien franchise. It goes weird places.
But no, doesn't it need a human body, like a human host?
That's what threw me off. I was like, okay, it can't work because it needs a human host. But in my brain, I immediately was like, it's an Alien show, right? It's in that world. It's about body horror and weird, grotesque shit. So in my head, I immediately started running through what I wanted from the show because it would make me hate it, but also love that they went that far. I thought he wanted to put the eyeball in her, Curly, have that intellectual conversation, and then my brain went, whoa, this is going to get weird because he's going to want to sleep with her, and then the eyeball is going to be right there in his face. And I was like, she's also got the mind of a kid, so that's weird on another level. My brain went all over the place, and then as soon as I saw Wendy's brother on screen, I was like, oh, no,
or just that.
I was like,
that's more logical without having a...
But then I was like, oh, but it's Wendy's brother. He's a main character. He's not gonna die, at least in this season or episode. So I was like, okay, he wants him, but it's not gonna be him. It's gonna be someone else. He's obviously gonna escape and do this. And I did escape and got Arthur.
I feel like it would be the thing to, like, even the playing field between brother and sister, because if you remember the ending of season 1, he doesn't necessarily intentionally betray his sister, but he sides back with the soldier once he sees that she's going a little haywire with the xenomorph. Yeah. That's when, like, the literally last thing that is spoken, sorry, spoiler alert, is, what did you do?
Yeah.
It's Marcy staring at her brother because she once again sided with the soldiers, got Libs shot. I think she died. She got shot and killed or whatever.
No, she got, the synthetic you're talking about.
Yeah, Libs.
No, she just got electrocuted, because they were in the cell the next scene, remember? All the synthetic kids, they were all in the cell.
I just didn't notice Libs. But yeah, so who knows? Maybe they're going to go, they're going to go up against each other in that, and him getting the eyeball would be what evens the playing field between her being a synthetic robot or whatever and him being just a human. I don't know. It would be messed up if he becomes a victim of the eyeball. Yeah. That thing is, I think once it's in you, you're dead.
Yeah, you're pretty much gone. But you see, that's interesting. Because we were just talking for, like, the last 25 minutes of this episode, talking about Alien Earth, even though we didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
But that's because we're talking about the interesting stuff that they need to take what we just talked about and move that forward.
Yes.
Everything else, fuck off. I don't care. Dude, the cross-fading,
too much.
Stop it. Too much.
You did complain about that last time.
Dude, and it gets worse. It gets worse.
Of course it does.
There are moments where it works, but in most of the time, I'm just like, come on, man. These are just all establishing shots that you didn't need to cross-fade into each other. There's one point we get a scene, right? And there's a shot in that scene of, like, the camera zooming in on a character's face, and then they get surprised and they look at the camera and they go, whoa. Literally 2 minutes later in that same episode, a crossfade happens where it shows that exact same scene with the camera in the face and they get, whoa. And I'm like, we just saw this 2 minutes ago. You do not... if this was in, like, a later episode and you're, like, hearkening back to it to remind us...
right?
No, it's the scene where Wendy's goes into the girl's room and she's like, oh, you just said you were pregnant, after they wiped her mind.
Oh, yeah.
And she, like, looks at her and she's like, whoa, she's, like, thrown back.
Yeah, I feel like
that crossfade,
they did that too much. They did that too much in that room.
Too early, too. Like, you don't need, like, it jumps around. Yeah. It's like, oh, shit, we only have 3 episodes left. Push forward, you know? Mm-hmm. And it just, I don't know. It's a mess. It's still decent, though. But it's definitely not my favorite in the Alien franchise.
Well, I don't regret watching it. It was still a good watch.
Yeah, I'll watch season 2. But if the first episode doesn't hook me and it doesn't take the ball running, I'm probably not going to finish it.
I mean, shows do have, the power, not the power, but they're more likely to do stuff like that other than movies that really try to give you everything in one jam. But shows, hopefully, I'm really hopeful that they come out,
I just
guns blazing season 2.
I think there's too much in the Alien franchise to make it a show.
I'll be honest here for a second. I think, to me, just from watching episode 1, Alien Earth gave off the same like vibe presentation wise as like a lot of Ned shows.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because you've probably seen them, Brian.
Yes.
They start off with like they do everything that you would hate. They act funny, they do make stupid decisions, it's a slow burn, you know. And you're like, it turns you off. Twice now on the Dead City spinoff, I have stopped watching after episode 3, only to find out episode 4 onward is where it gets better. So I give it another shot, and sure enough, it does. But it's like, you can't start off with this and have these characters make these poor decisions and make it be such a slow burn that it turns people off.
Yeah, they pull you away from the interesting initial world building that they got.
Like
you
the
so
only
hooked
reason
on.
I still watch Dead City is because the latter halves of each season undid the stupid stuff from the first half, and just it worked out better.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect example with The Walking Dead was the initial mystery behind the famous door. Like that's what kept so many people hooked during the initial like first couple season was. Yeah, we stayed for the drama, but the initial hook was like, what is behind that damn door and what is going on in this world? What happened to this world that led to this? Did we ever get back to that door?
I don't believe
Yeah,
it.
so it's a perfect example that we focused
They
so
showed
much
it
on
once.
I mean, that was also 200 seasons ago, so we're not even going to remember if they did show us the door.
Yeah.
Like, that was such a long time
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
But yeah, I think that does it for this. We've gone on pretty long.
We
episode.
have. This was a longest episode we've done in a while.
Yeah, but I'm glad because we had a guest.
Again, honored to be here,
Yes,
finally.
thank you for coming. So glad we finally got the time to get you. What are you laughing at?
No, this has been, months in the making, I guess?
Oh, man, yeah.
Years. No, I'm just
And
kidding.
we're gonna try and get Brian to come back multiple times.
If you'll have me.
We will, of course.
Man, what you think? No, yes.
No, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Brian, is there anything you want to touch on before we go? You want to give any shout outs where people can find you? What you want them to look forward to?
Definitely check out if you're interested in anything I do. I'm literally just your humble, like, dad, toy, video game collector. Not much going on with me, but I do have a YouTube page where me and a couple of the cats over in the toy community where we literally tinker around with toys, kind of sharing recipes and tips on how to customize toys for those who have any interest in that kind of stuff. But yeah, we also ramble around the same kind of stuff about what's going on in the multimedia world, what's going on with video games, pop culture, and all that fun stuff. So if you definitely want to check that out, it's your boy Jenkins on Instagram, and then from there you can find our links to the YouTube page for Tinker Tuesday and all that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, yeah, definitely check out Two Peas in a Podcast. This is why I'm glad to be here and honored to be here, is because I've been listening to these two blokes for quite some time, and I find myself talking to the radio and I listen to them, so it's finally good to be here face to face.
Yes.
And we get to talk about this stuff live. Hell yeah.
And how's it feel to be our first guest?
I am honored. Will be the only guest. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm definitely honored. It's fun. I can't wait. I can definitely tell.
We can't afford no other guests.
Yeah, no,
I can definitely tell we can go on for hours. So
well, considering this is the longest episode we've done, probably.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
We're at almost an hour and a half.
I think the only episode that's longer than this is the first one.
I think so, but we're coming close to that.
There you
time.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to another episode of Two Peas in the Podcast. Now get the fuck out the garden. But before you do, make sure you check out our social media. You can follow us on the Instagram, Fungi Corporation. You can email us any of your comments, questions, concerns at thefungicorporation@gmail.com. That's THEFONGY corporation@gmail.com. Stay tuned for next week when we're going to do something.
Don't forget to pull your weeds.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check for animals.
We haven't pulled the weeds in the garden.
Some pesticides down.
Pesticides.
Yes. But thank you guys, and that's it. Bye, Brian.
See ya.
Thank you for coming.
My
My leg. My leg.
Get these shackles off me now. Where are my clothes?
So I'm gonna let that run.
Yeah.
Until it catches itself up.
Yeah.
Here. This is what it does, Brian.
It'll just freeze at a.
But if I don't do anything and let it do its thing, it will catch up and I'll be able to stop.
Yes.
What are you talking about? The delay in?
Yeah. See how the time's not moving?
But if we let it ride,
If I let it catch up,
Yeah. If I let it ride,
it'll eventually catch up.
it will catch itself up.
so we just gotta let it sit.
It constantly is loading stuff all the time, so it falls behind on shit, and then eventually it freezes.
our coffee delivery got here is pretty much 10 minutes into recording. But
Oh.
I didn't want her to walk in, but
Yeah.
probably could have had her because now the ice is melted.
I'm trying to think if I'll have to look to my storage to see what else I can donate for you guys to help with whatever kind of recording costs. I know the amp will definitely help you benefit from when you guys decide to work on your music.
Yeah. I have the guitar amp, but I don't have bass. I mean, I can use that, but it's just.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then eventually I'll upgrade the interface to have 4 mic ports, and I'll get two more mics. Maybe change these to professional ones. Because these are like live shows.
Which aren't bad. No,
they're not
definitely.
bad. They work fine, but.
You guys sound just fine.
Oh yeah. But it'll make a way. The thing I'm just worried about is how will that thing react to the 4 ports? It's already got 2.
And it's like struggling.
Well, it's struggling less now because I've cleared the system. Like this drive right here is 8 terabytes. This can fit like 8 of these. And it already has 1.
Right.
They barely put it down.
That's what's keeping it alive.
But I save all the nothing is saved directly. It's all saved in here to keep this empty. And that's what's keeping the thing alive, is doing it that way.
You have a recycling bin or?
Yeah. Actually, we got a separate one.